All right, guys. Fuller coming to you with another video. Now, I, I'm just like, I'm just at this point. I'm wondering. Okay, what, what is the point of it all? We know in Islam, you're supposed to not debate unless the person is open, receptive to your viewpoint, and unless you can base your viewpoint upon the the Quran, the Sunnah, the Ijma of the scholars, and you have the evidence, which will call for a debate. That's the thing that will call for there to be a debate in the first place, right? Um, so there's this one channel, and I'm just gonna call him out, and I'm gonna look at it from two. I'm gonna try to look at these things from an objective point of view, just like an objective point of view, basically. So, um, the thing is that there's this one webs or this one uh um page, this YouTube channel, okay? This one YouTube channel, right, by the name of Ummanity Forum. Okay, so their whole objective is to call out what they call, I want to say, malpractice in the religion, be it um, the red pill space of the which has now been put into the religion, and also call out just different things, just different things. One thing I will say about this page is that they don't hold women accountable on this page whatsoever. They don't. They, there's no kind of accountability for women on this page. Um, Another thing too is they go against because I have my proofs. That's the thing. Like if we want to talk about Hydra and the obligation of Hydra from lands of disbelief, I have my proofs. I have all of my proofs, but for me to go through all of them, that would take some time. But they even have like they even have a web page disencouraging people to make Hydra. Disencouraging uh, guys to to make hijra from lands that are hostile to Muslims. Um, they're actually on those pages. And what I notice mostly is that the people on these pages are mostly um, the speakers on these pages are mostly women who are speaking on behalf. Like one woman was speaking against Hydra, and it's like, bro, like, have you ever read fiqh? Like, have you ever read Akam? Like for example, in Shehu Uthman Danfodio's work, Bayan Wujud wa Hydra, he says no matter what type of Hydra you make, there is going to be hardship because you're going to a new place, you're starting over again, and you're doing you're doing it for the sake of Allah, of course. Um, that should be why you're doing it. It's for the sake of Allah. But on top of that, okay, you look at the Muhajirin of Mecca and what they had to go through. They had to leave all their belongings behind to the point that they had to now do raids to get their belongings back. And that's what people need to realize is that when the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu salam was doing raids, he was only doing that to get the things that were, he was only doing that to get the things back that belonged to the companions. That's why he did the raids. And you know, in our tradition, in the Fodiawa tradition, Hijra is always a thing because there's many prophetic traditions that say Hijra will not end. You know, the Hijra will not end. And you know, of course, like in my personal family experience, during the time of the British, during the time of the French, some of my family actually did not want to live under colonial rule, so some of them went to Sudan. And in Sudan today, you will find a lot of West African descendants in Sudan who have integrated into the society, who are speaking Sudanese dialect of Arabic, but are mostly like maybe Hausa, Fulani, Kanuri, Wolof, anything, Mandinka, you know what I mean? So the thing I have against this Humanity Forum is that they they don't hold women for account for the damage that they cause. Um, they are now on a campaign of going at this one matrimonial service. And me personally, I don't use matrimonial services when it comes to, selecting a spouse or having a spouse or courting for a spouse. I don't use matrimonial services. I don't find the need to use those things. But now, as it appears, they are, and again, I'm not in the quote unquote red pill manuscript space per se. I My view is this: anything that Islam says, I go off of what Islam says. So when I look at things in Islam, I go off of what is said, I go off of why it was said, I go at off of when it was said, and what have you. This is what I do. This is my view. This is my way of going about this issue. So, I guess now there is a ongoing spat between the Humanity Forum and this thing called Nikagram and this thing called, I guess, No Strings Nikah. Now, in terms of the Nikagram, maybe I'm not looking well enough, but I haven't heard of any malpractices coming from this app. I haven't heard anything. Well, I don't know if it's an app or what, but I haven't heard any malpractices coming from it. But if there is malpractices, of course you have to call it out. But um, I mean, I guess what people want on the app, you know, I I'm trying to find it like I'm trying to find uh how should I say it? The problem if, you know, a man wants a chaste, um, pious, respectful woman, and they can find it on the app or on the service, I don't see the problem. Especially if she has religion. I really don't see the problem in this. Um, yeah, I don't see an issue. I don't see where the problem is. Um, Now, this Humanity Forum said that the woman has to make a swear that she's a virgin. Now, this has to be looked at from a fiqh standpoint, because the thing is the thing is about the Sharia is that the Sharia keeps in mind social welfare and social well-being. So maybe something that was done in the past is no longer being done today, and maybe something that wasn't done in the past is being done today, because there's a concept in Sharia that is called blocking off the means. So maybe um, you know, to block off the means of maybe having a bad marriage or having a marriage where there will be anxiety about things, that maybe this should be disclosed. You know, a person's past. Perhaps it wasn't disclosed in the past because those people not only had it easier to be married, but they were practicing the religion more. Okay, that's what needs to be said. So they have a problem with this. They also have a problem with the fact that um, perhaps a divorcee and perhaps a um, like maybe a single mom is looked at as less desirable. So it's like the Humanity Forum or wherever, they think that that these women are these women are, like, I guess, des- more or just as desirable as a virgin woman. But even if you look at the fiqh of the virgin woman, when it comes to asking for her hand in marriage, I mean, if she's silent, even in Maliki fiqh, the school of thought that I adhere to, in Maliki fiqh, if the virgin is silent when you ask for her hand, and if the father is okay with it, um, if the father is okay with it, and also that the father makes sure that the man is a good man, everything runs smooth, then what happens with the virgin is that um, she's silent, and her silence is an approval for the marriage, versus the non-virgin, versus the single mom, versus these categories. The divorcee, they have to be vocal that they are that they're that they approve of the marriage. So even this just shows the difference, and they kind of like just want to, in my opinion, they kind of just want to like gloss over this. It's like they're, I hate to say it, but it's like they're oblivious to the things that are going on in the West when it comes to the Muslim woman. It's like they're oblivious to the damage that she is causing. Okay. And the thing is, you know, here's the thing. Even a good Muslim man, right? Even a good Muslim man, okay? Even a good Muslim man, unfortunately, may be on the receiving end of what a bad Muslim man did in the past to her, because she decided that she did not want a good Muslim man at that time. Okay? This is what I'm trying to get at. You know what I'm saying? Um many shayuk say that, when they do sleep with when women sleep with men, that there is an energy exchange, number one, and then there's also the DNA. Scientists have proven that as well. So it's like this app or this Nikagram. I the thing is, I don't use it, but I don't support it either. I'm not up to bat with them with the things they're doing. You know what I mean? I'm not like saying, yeah, 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 I support it. What I'm saying is, if nobody is coming out and speaking, if nobody is coming out and speaking against it, like who use the services, then, like, I don't see what the problem is. um, in terms of the no strings nikah, I mean, I don't know that much about it, but what I know is that it's for people, um, you know, maybe people who want something a little bit more of an unusual arrangement for a marriage. But I'm even as I look right now, there is actually fiqh for there is actually akam for like a secret marriage. I'm not saying it's right. Don't get it twisted. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not going to bring problems, but that fiqh is there. You know, that fiqh is there, which makes it valid, what makes it invalidated. And this is the thing. This is my bottom line for making this video. Is I really don't like, and I think it's disingenuous when you are focusing solely on one aspect of what you think is the problem, but you overlook the other aspect, which you don't think there is a problem. You think it falls all on men. That's what I have a problem with. You know, and in my personal view, I believe it's to chase clout. Because, and I'm going to end this video on this note. If you were sincere, this is just my point. If you were sincere, you would talk to the founder of the Nikahgram or whatever, No Strings Nikah. You would talk behind closed doors and be like, yo, you know, what is this all about? What's going on? And you will present your receipts that if people have came out and spoke against it, said I had a horrible experience, this, that, and the fourth, you know. But you know, the thing is that I just, you know, I don't like these kind of things. I don't like these kind of things. You know, I think there should be a balance. I think that, you know, you should speak behind closed doors if something was wrong. And yeah, that's just why I look at it. And I think you should hold both parties accountable. You know, you should hold both parties accountable. You shouldn't just like put the blame solely on men. Okay, the thing is that and this needs to be said. When feminism kicked in, when they adapted feminism into religion, put it in religion, used some of our best figures in the religion as beacons of feminism, when really if they were on this physical plane today, they would be against it. Aisha wouldn't be for feminism. Uh, Lady Fatima, alayhi salam, wouldn't be for feminism. Our mother Khadijah, alayhi salam, would not be for feminism. Hazrat Maryam, alayhi salam, would not be for feminism. Okay, but they try to come up with these in our and you know the prophets, alayhi salatu salam's you know, great ancestor Hajar, alayhi salam, would not be for feminism either. Okay, so this is my issue with this whole thing, and with that being said, I'm just gonna end this video. Me, I wouldn't even, I would not even get involved in debate with this. Okay, I would just produce my evidence from the Quran and Sunnah and go from there. But these guys are not even doing that. They're just like kind of, I don't know, man. But you know, in my opinion, and I know I said I was going to end the video, but in my opinion, it just seems like they're enabling the women to have foolish behavior. But with that being said, Fulisani out. Njarama.